Okay, so I can already tell this topic is going to be a little bit of a touchy subject for some. So I'm gonna try and add a little disclaimer and say from the beginning, this video is not me blaming women for men's behavior. This video is not to take personal responsibility away from men and the way they behave. This video is, however, me talking to women and acknowledging that in a relationship that contains a man and a woman, there are two people, therefore two contributors to the relationship on the micro and relationships as a whole on the macro, i.e. the state of dating dynamics, the dynamics between men and women, blah, blah, blah. So if it's going to upset you that I'm going to talk about the role that women play when it comes to dating dynamics, because I think we have a pretty significant role in the dating scene, this video is not for you. This video also isn't going to be me sitting for 20 minutes and talking about how bad men are. A, we do that every single day, and if you don't think I do it enough publicly, there are plenty of people and channels who do. But B, it seems like we are never allowed to have that conversation when it pertains to women. That's why I feel like this video is necessary. I can ramble all day on TikTok about how terrible men are, but let me talk about women's accountability and...
You need to leave!
Also, another disclaimer, this video is not for men. This is not an opportunity or space for men to come out of the woodwork and say, yes, bitches are the problem, or to excuse their vile and hedonistic behaviors with, well, we do it because women let us. As if that spares them personal responsibility of being morally bankrupt. No. I am making this video because I want better for women. I am critiquing my sisters and their dating habits out of love because I want better for women. I am tired, so tired of getting on social media and seeing my sisters talk about how their husbands couldn't even make their own dinner. How their husbands couldn't watch the children for more than 5 minutes because they forgot that Johnny had asthma. How their boyfriends struggle to be loyal to them, as if that's normal, as if that's just what you have to deal with when you decide to monogamously be with a man. I want better for women. I also want women to understand that the decisions they make in their personal life on the micro contribute to the macro, the dating scene as a whole. I want women to understand that they do have power in dating, that this doesn't have to be a circumstance of victimhood where they have to take whatever they're offered or just deal with how men treat them. Anyway, let's begin. To put it bluntly, to put it plainly, to give you the main course of this video right up front, the biggest and main way that women can change dating is by no longer putting up with bullshit. By no longer putting up with bullshit. Women could change the dating scene almost overnight if they had the will, the willpower, and the backbone to do so. That's it. Stop putting up with bullshit. Whether we like it or not, and no matter how much it seems like men are the leaders within their interpersonal relationships because they're the pursuers, women set the pace. Women set the tone. Women set the dynamic of dating. Women set the standard of what courting will look like, what will be tolerated, what will be acceptable, what will be enough. Think about it. If every nightclub up the street was charging a $200 cover to get in, no ifs, ands, or buts, $200 or you don't come in. Nightclub A isn't going to haggle with you. Nightclub B isn't going to haggle with you. If you don't have it, we don't have entry for you. Policy is policy. They're not desperate. Their night will go on without you. $200 or go home. Guess what's going to happen? People who want to go clubbing, people who want to go to the nightclubs are going to save up for that $200 or they're just going to go without the nightclub. Those nightclubs are going to get the people who either have the work ethic, the wealth, the drive, whatever it takes to get that $200 and nobody else. But then imagine nightclub A says, well, we'll take anybody who can pay $50. What that immediately does is lower the standard from being $200 and creates competition amongst the nightclubs who now have to rush to match that lowballed price point instead of the club goers. And relax, this isn't going to spiral into some women are used cars nonsensical drivel. The comparison is the barrier of entry, not the inanimate object. Every time a woman makes it known to a man that she will stay through mistreatment, she will stay through lying, she will stay through cheating, she will stay through never being taken on a date, she will stay through low effort or no effort, the barrier of entry lowers for everyone. That $200 drops to $50. And then we have a society of men who never have to put in any effort to attract a partner or keep a partner because they know no matter what, there are women who not only will settle for their low effort, but won't even leave when it's delivered. Every day we are watching women stay in relationships with men who don't bathe, who cheat on them and get women pregnant behind their back. And until we fix that, and it is a woman's problem to fix, things will not get better. I repeat, Part 1, the main course of this video, the biggest point is women have to stop putting up with bullshit. Well, men should just be better people. When has relying on the morals or empathy of others been the safest or wisest choice? I'll wait. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, the second question is, why would they? And please don't get confused here. That wasn't an endorsement. It was simply being realistic. Logically speaking, as we've already acknowledged, banking on people's empathy and morals isn't the safest way to go. Why would men be better people towards women if they're getting exactly what they want by being exactly as they are now? How come he keeps cheating and doing all of these things? Because what was the consequence? You stayed. In fact, you'll do anything but leave. You'll fight the other girl, you'll key his car, you'll leave little notes in the driver's seat. Start leaving. Stop putting up with bullshit. The leaving is the consequence. The leaving is holding them accountable. Complaining about them on social media and talking about how men ain't shit isn't holding them accountable. Keying their cars or having sex with their friends as revenge, whatever ass backwards logic that is, isn't holding them accountable. Leaving is holding them accountable. Not tolerating bullshit is holding them accountable. Start leaving. Stop putting up with bullshit. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, part 2, things that will help with the not putting up with the bullshit. 1, you need to become okay with being alone. 2, you need to improve and increase your self-respect and self-love. 3, we need to bring back sisterhood. 4, you need to stop caring about what other people have to say, other people's opinions. 1, you need to be okay with being alone. Don't worry, I'm not talking about forever. Men love to hurl the threat of dying alone at women if they refuse to lower their standards. First of all, women don't die alone. Single, married, divorced, widowed, or otherwise. They die surrounded by friends, family, the communities they've built around them, etc. Do they die single? Sometimes. Alone? No. It is men who die alone due to much less developed social circles, but digressing. This does bring up the opportunity to talk about the important topic of being alone. Now, I want to be clear here. There is nothing wrong with wanting a significant other. This is not one of those types of videos. It's perfectly fine and normal to want a boyfriend, a girlfriend, the marriage, the white picket fence, the kids, the whole fairy tale. I do. Many people do. However, you should be a whole person even if those things don't occur. You should have several versions of what a dream life for yourself would look like, even if those things don't occur. You should enjoy your own company because you have a life full of hobbies and passions and other loved ones if a significant other isn't present. Your purpose should be greater than having a spouse. And again, this video isn't about never wanting a spouse or never getting a spouse. This isn't prepping you to cope for dying alone. It's simply pointing out that people's inability to sit with themselves alone contributes so heavily to them settling for partners that they don't really want, don't really like, or don't treat them well. Because, hey, at least they're not alone. Part of not being so hell-bent on having someone in your life, which leads to that desperation, which leads to settling, is knowing that your life will be fulfilling without them. By making your life fulfilling without them, by diving into yourself, by developing yourself, by creating a life of passion when you're alone, by creating a life of purpose when you're alone, by becoming someone that you enjoy being alone with. Once you achieve peace in being alone, you will automatically have an additional layer of protection, of discernment, because your self-love and your self-respect, which we're going to dive into in a minute, will become so much more important than the idea of having somebody in your life. Your peace, your self-respect, your self-love will become so important that anybody attempting to enter your life will have to match it, because the peace you've built for yourself is fine on its own. You're okay with being alone. You will dismiss them if they don't. 2, you need to improve your self-love and self-respect. I look at some of these dating dynamics and situations that y'all bring forward and think to myself that you don't take disrespect personally enough for me. You are not offended by some of the things that people try to get away with or get by you enough for me, which leads me to believe that you somehow believe poor treatment is what you deserve or acceptable. And it is not. People often confuse self-love and self-respect for being arrogant or stuck up or thinking you're better than others. Therefore, they don't have it because that's what they're trying to avoid. It's not. There are so many ways that people display true self-love or true self-respect, but one of the big ones that I always notice one thing that screams to me someone has self-love and self-respect is when they have boundaries for themselves. When someone has boundaries for themselves that they do not renege on, it tells me that they have so much self-love and so much self-respect that they are going to focus on and prioritize how the circumstances they're in and the people that they're around are making them feel. And the minute their comfort, their dignity, their integrity, whatever is in jeopardy, they're out. You guys should love and respect yourself so much that a man treating you like an option is offensive and disgusting to you. You guys should love and respect yourself so much that a man cheating on you is offensive and disgusting to you. You should love and respect yourself so much that a man thinking all you're worth is a 1 a.m. text to come over is offensive and disgusting to you. You deserve loyalty. You deserve dates. You deserve respect. You deserve to be a priority. You deserve a partner who doesn't embarrass you because you're giving him your all and he's giving his all to the whole town. Self-love and self-respect. Love yourself more, respect yourself more. The sooner you do so, the sooner you will stop accepting overtly or indirectly, covertly, disrespectful behavior. 3, we need to bring back sisterhood. Some of you stress me out. Oh my God, some of you stress me out. One of the biggest things that would protect women from the mistreatment of men is female solidarity. But we never have female solidarity because pick-me's are running rampant and we've lost all concept of sisterhood. The amount of women who take pride in being the girl he cheats with, the amount of women who genuinely think it's fine to knowingly engage romantically with a man who's not single because they have no loyalty to the girl, makes me sick. It's vile, and it's killing us on a macro scale. Don't even get me started on women who knowingly date abusers. Digressing. Now, this is obviously idealistic because men don't tell the truth when they're cheating, but do you know how different the world would look if men couldn't find women to cheat with? If men struggled to find new partners after treating their previous ones like shit? Do you know how different the dating world would look if women stood by women and believed each other and could trust each other when women came to other women about the men that they mutually know? The unity of women would change the way dating looks tremendously. It would change the way communities look. It would change the way raising children looks. I could go on forever, but we need to bring back sisterhood. We need women to care about other women, to care about protecting other women, to care about other women's pain, more than they care about being picked. 4th and finally, you need to stop listening to other people's opinions. And that's ironic because this whole video is my opinion, but you need to stop listening to other people's opinions, especially men's opinions when it comes to what I'm saying in this video, and especially people who care more about having the milestone versus the experiences within it. I'll explain that. One of the most common answers or responses I get from women when I talk to them about leaving very obviously problematic relationships is the judgment. People will say, I was taught to keep the guy's the prize. They'll tell me I can't keep a man. I need you guys to free yourselves from the shackles of other people's opinions immediately. I need you to be free. Listen, when it comes to this topic, men are always going to shame you. They're going to shame you for leaving. They're going to shame you for staying. They're going to shame you for having high standards. They're going to shame you for having low standards. Because not only is the perspective they have not objective, but it's not to benefit you. It's to benefit them. They are going to tell you your standards are too high because if you lower them, then they get a chance. They are going to tell you you should never leave your partner because then they get away with being ain't shit partners who are never left. They are going to tell you your standards are too low in the face of mistreatment so they can say you should have picked a better man and they get off scot-free for how they behave or how other men behave. Stop listening to them. They are not on your side. Additionally, you have to understand that many people, especially older people, the older generation, view life through a lens where the ends automatically justify the means. And they see the ends, the big goal, the big prize, the big win as the man or having the partner or having the marriage. They don't care about how the partner treats you or how the marriage actually feels or how successful it is on the inside. They're insane. We are alive to enjoy the experiences we live through. The goal is not to just get a partner. The goal in dating, if you're dating or married, etc., is to get a partner who treats you well, who loves you, who contributes to a healthy dynamic, etc., etc., etc. You have not won if you just have a partner who is horrible to you and creates a terrible dynamic. People who only care about getting the guy or getting the marriage certificate aren't on your side either, nor are they sane. Stop listening to them. Live your life for your happiness, your health. That doesn't mean you disregard other people's opinions at large or as a whole. You can consider them, but it certainly doesn't mean you suffer on behalf of their opinion. Leave situations that aren't good for you and feel no shame about doing so. I don't have much more to add to this video. I hope my points were very clear. I do want to add an asterisk and just say, this video is also not telling you to be cruel towards men or closed off and demanding and rude and evil and ungrateful in dating. Be soft and be open and be welcoming to dating, but have boundaries and know that you should leave when they're crossed. Have standards and know that you should leave when they're not met outside of normal, necessary communication in a relationship. You know what I mean? Women do have power here. Women have power in dating. They just need to take it back. They can change the entire dynamic. Once everybody gets on code, things will look different. You guys know where to find me for short videos. You guys know where to find me for pretty pictures. All of my links are in the description below, including my one-on-one sessions, and I hope I see you in my next video.